Are the Philadelphia Eagles wide receiver problems finally going to be coming to an end as they look to sign one of the best receivers in both the league and free agency this offseason? I'm NFL Global, and if you guys are interested in hearing about all of the NFL news about your favorite team, other teams throughout the league, and ultimately just NFL news such as signings, trades, draft news, all of that good stuff, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel right now. So news has recently dropped with some free agency news involving the Philadelphia Eagles and their pursuit for some wide receiver help for their offense. That news being dropped as they are expected to, and I quote, lead the pack in free agency for star wide receiver Amari Cooper. Now, the Eagles offense definitely had some up moments last season, but it also had a lot of inconsistent moments. You really saw Carson Wentz there back in the pocket, kind of struggling at times because his receivers were, one, not getting open, and two, most importantly, not catching their ball. Their best receiver that season in an aging Deshaun Jackson ended up going on the injured reserve with an injury, which really pegged their offense going forward. Now that we're in the offseason, Nelson Agholor is most likely going to be leaving in free agency. You have rumors going around that they might be looking to ship off Alshon Jeffrey, and Alshon Jeffrey is actually open to a change of scenery. So when you mix in the factors that they needed wide receiver help despite the men leaving in free agency, and the fact that you have many receivers most likely departing before next season, clearly they're going to be looking for some receiver help, and not some no-name off the street, but some top-tier player like the Philadelphia Eagles always love to do. Now, the big question about Amari Cooper is going to be his status with the Dallas Cowboys. Of course, his career really picked up when he was traded from the Oakland Raiders to the Dallas Cowboys, and he has really become that part of that big trio with the Dallas Cowboys. You know, you have Ezekiel Elliott, you have Amari Cooper, and you have Dak Prescott. Sadly, though, when you're looking at the Dallas Cowboys free agency status, they have both Dak Prescott and Amari Cooper expected to hit free agency in a couple of weeks. These are two of the top players in the free agency list when looking at the amount of free agents that they have, especially because they're both related to offense. You can only place the franchise tag on one player, and of course that's going to take up a lot of the Dallas Cowboys cap because the franchise tag amount for both the quarterback and the wide receiver are substantially high. But in the end, if the Dallas Cowboys are not able to peak a deal with wide receiver Amari Cooper or quarterback Dak Prescott, they would be a bit dumb to not place that franchise tag on either of them, basically meaning that they'll have them sign under a one-year deal, a very large deal at that, but another team is still able to sign them, but if they would like to, they will have to give up a first-round pick, and really with a guy like Amari Cooper, he is a guy that would be worth a first-round pick. And of course, if you know the Philadelphia Eagles well enough, they are not shy to make a very big trade for a big-time player. In fact, they'd love to do that. And when you look at Amari Cooper, you cannot help to feel the fact that he would be just deadly in that Philadelphia Eagles offense. I mean, he would be a perfect fit for them coming in with a guy like Carson Wentz. Ultimately, I don't see how that quarterback wide receiver duo would not pair too well. In fact, I think that that would be the best case scenario for the Eagles and Eagles fans, and that would be the best quarterback to wide receiver combo within their offense. Luckily enough for Amari Cooper heading into free agency, he's coming off a career year. He's still 25 years old, so he's still a very young wide receiver who caught 79 balls last year for 1,189 yards and 8 touchdowns. Now, would this solve all the problems for the Philadelphia Eagles offense? No. The honest answer to that is going to be no. One receiver is not going to make up for the loss of multiple receivers and the issues with your whole wide receiver group and core as a whole. But it will be a substantial upgrade for them and would without a doubt be the right way to get on track to starting to revamp your offense to what it was a couple of years ago. Now, looking at the Philadelphia Eagles' current cap situation, they are expected to start with about 40 mil, but there are some moves that they could make to sit at around 48 to 55 mil in available cap. So they definitely will have the money to be able to sign a guy like Amari Cooper. Again, Amari Cooper is going to be looking for a big deal, could even be looking to get paid as the highest paid receiver in the league, because it seems like every guy who's coming off a career year thinks that he's all that and wants to be paid as the best receiver or player in the league at their position. But of course, the Philadelphia Eagles also need to know that if they're going to give him money like that, it's going to really drop that amount of available cap, and they're only going to have so much money to really transition throughout the rest of their needs. But with their front office being as magical as it is, I definitely could see them maneuvering players, extensions, releases, trades, all of that good stuff to be able to make it work in the end. So to me, it makes a lot of sense that they are leading the pack in order to sign the best receiver on the open market in Amari Cooper. But that's the end of today's video. What are your guys' thoughts on Amari Cooper to the Philadelphia Eagles? Let me know all of your thoughts on this in the comments section below. And make sure, again, you subscribe here to NFL Global for all of your NFL news going forward. But other than that, I will see you guys in the next one.